Hi lovely people, it's Rachel and I'm back with the next part of my Bible Journaling 101 series. In our first one we looked at Bibles and supplies. Second one, I showed you how I was going to create this background for this passage in 1 Chronicles 16, which was kind of inspired by this die cut with my song I Will Praise Him. And today we're going to basically kind of add to the page and we'll see how far we get. I think I want to do a full page tip-in as well. And the song, I said to you about song lyrics and stuff, and the one that's I've been really listening to is by Carrie Yobe from The Garden. It's called I Will Sing. And there's one, there's a bit in here where she says, you know, even when my breath is weak, I will sing. And then even when the shadows fall, I will sing. And do you know what? There's some things in there. There's some lines in there that I think I want to put a big bit like I will sing, even when I will sing. So that's where we're kind of going with it. So I've pulled out the Seeds of Faith stuff again. I've pulled some other bits and bobs together as well. And I think first of all I'm going to see about what I want to put on this side to match in with here. Okay, so I thought I'd just voice over this section now because it got quite long. So here you can see I'm getting out some of the clear cuts from the clear cuts pads, and I'm just trying to sort out what I want to put on that left hand side of the page. I've trimmed out some of the little elements as well, like that little bird on the twig. I'm just having a really good look and just moving things around, just trying to decide what to actually put in there. Then I thought, actually, shall I just use a sheet of paper? Because the clear cuts, it was just a little bit busy, and so I started flicking through the paper and having a really good look at what would actually work there. And then I ended up going through about a gazillion and one pads just trying to find something. I just could not put my finger on the exact right thing. Because I want to put some words on that side, I need something that's not too busy. I love that sheet. How gorgeous are the flowers, by the way. I can't wait to use them. So, just as an aside. But really just experimenting. And for me, the part of the process is just experimenting with things. And I really do enjoy it. So in the end I decided to go with the crosses from the clear cut cross pad. As you can see, I've chosen the blue ones there because I felt that they picked up the blue in the paint as well. Remember, you always need to take off the transparent layer on those clear cuts. Then I decided, actually that's still not enough, I'm going to layer it over something else. And so I thought about putting it over some plain paper. And again, I must have spent about 5 or 10 minutes just experimenting with this lot. At the moment I'm off camera because I think I'm digging through another tub and just really trying to decide. So having settled on the crosses, it's time to show you how I like to secure this into my Bible. What I tend to do is just eyeball it really for trimming the top and the bottom, and I'm also rounding the corners off as well because my Bible has rounded corners. I do have a punch to do that with, but it was out of reach, so I just did it with scissors. And then what I'm doing now is just making sure it's the right size and choosing some washi tape to actually put along that to stick it into the spine of the book. So I think again I've gone back to the washi drawers to decide what one I want to use and pulled out some more, and I've settled on the pink cross washi, or I will have done when my hands stop blurring. That bloom washi, I love it. It is like my favourite washi ever. So just secure a piece down the edge of your sheet. Obviously make sure you don't put it on the one that you just rounded the corners on. Done that one before. And then literally just wriggle it into the spine of your book and let it secure itself. And that's great. So I was just checking then when it was closed it wasn't hanging out, and it wasn't, it was absolutely fine. So my next plan really is to think about some lettering to do on that side, and so I started picking up some of the letters and I realised they're just not going to show up. So I was having a really good look through the different kind of alpha stickers that I've got. Again, I'll leave links to everything down below. And decided which colours I wanted to use. I decided because I had blue crosses I wasn't going to put blue on there, but we started off with the orange ones, and I'm going to put even when my breath is weak I will sing. So here we go with just getting that put in. And when I'm using letters I think what's really nice is to mix up colours and mix up sizes and styles of them as well. So I really like these little sheets that you can see there with the circles and the square letters. Sorry, I know my hands are going so fast. Camera's decided to pick itself up again. And I like using those because they've got the mix of the two on there as well. So there we go. So even when my breath is, and then week had to be in the smallest little letters I could find. And then I was thinking, oh, what shall I put this in? I decided to go with the big letters from the Fundamentals sheet, which is in the collection kit for Sing. And then I did an I will. And I'm going to come back. You'll see at the moment you can see I'm putting the will in green. You're going to see that actually gets changed to yellow soon, because I looked at it and went, actually, I don't think I can see that clearly enough. I'm not quite as happy with that as I thought I was going to be. And I decided that I would put another piece of paper in underneath that just to make it stand out even more. So, which one's it going to be? I think I end up settling on a green one with like a leaf pattern in the back. Oh, my camera really was struggling today. But I don't want to make this video any longer, so I'm going to leave it as going as fast as it is. You get the idea. And again, just experiment with stuff when you're doing these kind of things. See what it looks like on the page. I'm talking with my hands. Looks like I'm probably debating. There we go. And we decide, actually, yes, we're going to go for that green one. After a brief, flirtation with the music notes. So, green one's going in, and I'm going to secure this in exactly the same way as I did the other. This time though I decided I was going to grab my corner punch, which is from Becky Higgins. It's a Project Life one that I bought on Amazon. And I just lining that up, making sure that it's there. And then I went for the bloom washi this time. Something a bit different. And the other thing that I really like about this technique of using the paper underneath transparency is it's also created a really large space, a whole page in fact, for me to go and add in some journaling on that green page, which when you look at the Bible there at the moment, it's fine, but that journaling then, sometimes it is really private and it's special, and it's what God's wanted to say to just us. And I think it's important to always keep that at the forefront of your mind. It's not about showing it off on social media and what it looks like. It's always about what's God doing and saying to you through the time you spend there. So as you can see, I'm swapping over that green will to a yellow one because it just didn't show up very well. Make sure they're all secured, and there we are. So next bit is to start thinking about how I'm going to add to the page. And this is the bit that I quite enjoy and start experimenting a lot with, as if I haven't already done so enough. And that is to start picking up different elements, different things, and seeing what they're going to look like on the page and what I want to use on the final result. So as you can see, I've got the die cut stamps, some of the little epoxy stickers, but the first thing I tend to always reach for, and you can tell I'm a planner girl at heart as well, is washi. And I think it just makes such a pretty little border, just gives a little bit of definition to your page, and these little birds are so sweet. So I decided to put those across the bottom, and I actually just reversed it a little bit and put it across onto the right hand side as well. And then I'm debating about stamps. Do I want to put that icing because I'm free, but actually that's going to make a lot of words on the page. And I really want to get more images and colour on there rather than lots and lots of different things that I'm going to read when I look at it, because at the end of the day, when I look at that, I want to read the word. I want to see bits that I've actually added to it, yes, in the sense of things that I've added on the margins, not that we add to God's word, you know what I mean. But I want to be able to just see it clearly. So again, I'm experimenting with some of the clear cuts, and in the end I don't actually use these pieces because I just felt they were too busy with the paint underneath. Although I had a really good go at trying to get it so that I was going to use them. And then I decided to trim my bird down a little bit more because I wanted him right at the top of the page. And I've just grabbed the adhesive roller. So this adhesive roller works exactly like Tipp-Ex. It's just like a little, the mouse roller type things. Except it's sticky inside, obviously. So again, you can just pick these up in most stationers or on Amazon. and you can get repositionable and permanent. Always worth getting the repositionable. I don't like to commit to things always, so yeah. And then I'm just going through the die cuts, and again I like using these little tubs from IKEA just to keep everything handy. And what I'm going to do now is just go through and pick out a few. One thing with them though on the die cuts, and this is where I got a bit, oh, do I really want to do this? Is that they do have verse prompts on the back. And I was thinking, well, if I use the die cut, what if I then want to go and do that verse later on? So I started looking at the other sticker sheets and things as well and seeing what else was on there. And yeah, kind of umming and ahhing. And in the end I did decide to go with the floral sticker down the bottom from the cardstock stickers, which look really great. And sorry about that email that you just heard coming in, the gardener's on his way. And then I thought about looking up the little bird. I decided to go and see what the verse prompt was to make sure that I wasn't going to want to use the bird there. And actually the bird didn't really speak to me on that verse, so I was like, right, that's fine. So then I'm going for some stamping. I do love stamping. It's a fabulous way of just adding some real interest and just different elements to your page. And so I went for the music notes, and yeah, I'm using a StazOn ink there because I wanted to make sure it was going to go through, that it would stay on top of the acrylic okay. I tried stamping on the transparency. You'll see I've already wiped it off. It didn't really work. I think it would have to dry for a very, very long time. But it was worth experimenting with. And, you know, don't be afraid to experiment with stuff. So now I'm coming to thinking about, right, what do I want to put at the top of my page? What tabs do I want to have? And I love having those tabs at the top of the page. You know, they're so colourful when the Bible's closed. They also tie in with the page that's on there. And I've got there one that says, "Sing to the Lord a new song." And I'm also going to choose another few elements from that big sticker sheet, little music notes, and I think in the end I go for another tab as well, with a little bird on, just to really add to it. So, oh, and now I'm wriggling around with the layering and things. Little tip for those clips, put a bit of washi tape on the back. It just helps secure them. I do find that they pop off a little bit easier on the thinner Bible pages otherwise. So this is the point where I started pulling out some of the epoxy and enamel stickers. I love these enamel hearts. I must use them on every page I do. I love them just to add a little bit of 3-dimension to it, and I'm just picking out really just a few different coloured ones, different sizes. Trying to think in threes again. I think I've mentioned about this thing of trying to make triangles with elements and different things. It just, yeah, it works with your eye. And then I chose one of the epoxy stickers as well from the Seeds of Faith range with the birds. And finally, well, actually I don't think it's finally, I'm going in with a Pip brush pen, just to highlight all of that section of David's song. Because I really wanted just to pull that up. And I also highlighted the word thanksgiving as well, that, you know, true worship isn't just about kind of singing the songs that we sing in church. Those are praise really, but worship's that, you know, to be able to come before the Lord is amazing, and it comes from a place of thanksgiving and praise. And then yeah, I've just added in a little note in my own writing. I don't worry about what my handwriting looks like in my Bible, do you know? I just write, and I like that. And then I decided I was going to use the new bucket stamp to add a little phrase on there. And I can't actually remember which one I chose in the end. I think it was noted or something. And I put like the music notes in as well. Unfortunately, when I stamped, I went over the cardstock sticker, so it didn't actually completely take. So you'll see in a moment I will come back in and actually just ink that in with my pen as well. And I'm also putting in the date for today with the dated stamp. I really like to always have the date on my entries, because when you flick back through your Bible, you know, you can see what date things were, what God was doing at that time. And sometimes it's also nice just to add to those entries with, you know, answers to prayer, whatever it might be. And I decided to add some more music notes in there as well, and some rests. The rest were quite deliberate because I've got a thing about resting in the Lord at the moment. And so, yeah, there we go. I think we are almost there with this. So that is my Bible page completed, apart from that little green bird that's going to appear in a moment up the top of the page. Because I thought, actually, I want another flag on there, another tab. And I had a look at some different options and chose the little bird. And I just think he looks really cute. And also, it matches in with the green on the other page, so it kind of balances out a little bit, which is always the aim, try and balance things out. So I hope that's given you some ideas of kind of how I go about doing it. Oh, and I went for a pom-pom clip as well, because who can resist a pom-pom? Of kind of how I pull from different things. It really is quite a random process, and I really do experiment a lot with what I do. But I think experimenting is needed, you know. I don't kind of look at the page and go, right, this is what it's going to look at the end. I had no idea how this was going to go, and part of it is just going, well, what do you want me to put on the page? And just enjoying it as well. So, hope that's been useful for you. I hope you are enjoying your Bible journaling as well. I would love to see it if you want to share, if you're comfortable sharing. We have the Illustrated Faith Friday thread on the Facebook group and on Instagram. Tag me if you want to show me anything. I'd love to see. So, take care, lovely people. If there's anything else you want to know about Bible journaling and other supplies, I'm probably going to do, my next one will be on a watercolour background, which will be a little bit different. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye for now.